Sorry for that. Welcome back again to our conversation on Business Redefined, the inaugural Old Mutual Financial Services Monitor. We are privileged to have the Group COO, that is Dr. Isaac Nzioka. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Why this monitor in Kenya at this time? I understand it's already in other markets like South Africa, Namibia, and Ghana.
Well, the Old Mutual Financial Service Monitor is an important study through which we aim to gather useful knowledge on important insights about the broader financial landscape. Through this study, our aim is to be able to unearth insights about behaviors, short-term spending, and through it then we are able to collectively work at improving or driving the well-being, financial well-being of Kenyans. Yeah. So it's an important study for us, and we believe for the people of Kenya.
Wonderful. What are some of the nuggets that are emerging, especially from your inaugural study, and how do you differentiate it from the many other studies we see in the market?
So the Old Mutual Financial Service Monitor, beyond just talking about the what is what we're observing,
yeah,
it goes beneath that to unearth the why. So understanding the financial pressures that Kenyans are going through, and as a result of that, what decisions are they making?
Yeah.
What is driving those decisions? What are their priorities? How do they differ with probably what we know from the past? And so this study is unique in the sense that we're founding it on our strategy as Old Mutual to enable the customers and our clients to manage their financial well-being and to support their achievement of financial goals. So the Old Mutual Financial Services Monitor is showing us, post-COVID and now with the global economic shocks regionally in our country, what pressures are people feeling?
Yeah.
And what choices are they making? So it's a very important study for us.
I see.
Thank you.
And what do the findings of the study mean for Old Mutual as a key player in Kenya's financial services sector, and for the larger sector? What are some of the takeouts that can begin to shape strategy in this market?
So for us and for any financial service provider in the market, the findings in this study are very useful because as a player in the market, as Old Mutual, we are quite interested in understanding our customers, because the solutions we offer then must be responding to what our customers are living, what are their experiences, what are their expectations, and so tailoring our solutions then to be relevant to consumers. And so this study is giving us information around, so what are our priorities? What are people discounting and stopping to prioritize? What are the new needs that are emerging? And by that, then we're able to tailor our solutions, our advice to customers in ways that are relevant to what's happening. And that's information that is useful to any financial services provider. And so as we release the Financial Service Monitor in the market, we believe that it is going to shape the direction of the market, both now and also into the future, because it's a longitudinal study. We're starting it now here in Kenya. We want to do it repeated
across,
over time. And so it will be showing us what trends are happening, what shifts are happening, and thereby then organizations, ourselves included, can shift our strategy to follow the direction which our customers are following.
Interesting take there. Viewers of Business Redefined are normally very keen on the subject of personal finance. One of the key things I saw in that report is that majority of Kenyans have never spoken to a personal financial advisor to guide them on what decisions to take, how to plan for their future. How do you feel about this finding, and how are you tapping into that?
So it's an interesting finding. One of the findings in the study that 9 out of 10 Kenyans say that they've never engaged a financial advisor. And so it demonstrates a gap or a need in the market, in the sense that the world of financial freedom, the pursuit of financial freedom, and the world of finance, personal finance, is complex. And like any other thing that is complex, you need to align with professionals, people who have studied that field, who can give you options. And so it does present a gap. And that gap is that while the need for financial solutions is there in the market, as the study has showed us, that access is not where it should be, as well as the knowledge that people need to have. And so it is validating also part of what our strategy as a company, as Old Mutual, is that we are very keen on providing financial advice. At Old Mutual, is actually free. We've got financial professionals who are available to help customers to shape and plan their financial goals for now and into the future. And so some of the things you find there about the choices Kenyans are making around things like retirement planning, borrowing, what they are spending money on. Those are areas that our financial advisors are very interested in, and are able to help consumers to make choices. And also, in the current economic environment, with the pressures that are there in the economy, it's actually the most important time to make sure that your financial plan is resilient, can respond to your immediate needs, but also resilient enough for ongoing shocks, and also to support you into the long future. So the fact that 9 out of 10 Kenyans do not get financial advice, I think it does call for us as Old Mutual to push hard on the work we are doing to provide financial advice. Most of it we do it face-to-face or through our branch network. We're investing also a lot in technology to provide this information. So it's a validation of the strategy, but you know, also showing clearly there's a gap that we need to fill.
Another shocking and maybe worrisome revelation from the study was that 6 out of every 10 working Kenyans are earning less than they did pre-COVID. How can Kenyans adapt their financial planning strategies to this shrinkage in their income?
So again, that's the point that the study does bring out, that recovery post-COVID has been slow, maybe slower than people expected. It's a phenomenon that's not unique to Kenya. We're seeing it in the countries we've done the study, but also globally. It's reported in our continent and the world over. And so at times like this, I think the most critical bit is about the prudent management of personal finances. And so the study is showing us what Kenyans are doing to then make ends meet. Some of the findings, are worrying that there's increasing levels of indebtedness. But we're also seeing the same study showing us people are starting to expand their sources of income. There's a terminology you come up calling it polyjobbers.
Polyjobbers.
Yes, because the study did show that quite a good number of Kenyans have more than one jobs. You've got a job, then you've got other side hustles, business that you're running. And so you can see that, I think on one hand it does show some worrying trends, but on the other hand it also shows the resilience of Kenyans, that when times are tough, Kenyans do come up with ways around them. But the need for sound personal financial management is critical now. So again, engaging the financial advisor to help you to shape what do you need to be able to meet your short-term financial needs, but also how do you protect, how do you not sacrifice your future for the present, because economies go through cycles. This cycle will pass, and you want to be sure that when the boom time comes, you're also there, and also into your long-term retirement plans and such kind of things. So again, I would say it's the need for prudent financial management that is called on at this time when there's such constraints on personal financial incomes.
I see, and in case you're lost, polyjobbers is just a swanky name for side hustles as we know it. Is there room for collaborative effort at an industry level? Because one of the reasons why I personally believe this gospel of financial literacy and financial planning has not permeated as much as we want it to is because of how fragmented we operate in the financial services sector. Do you see collaboration as the way forward?
Absolutely, because when you look at what this study is showing and the gaps that are there, how many people are planning for their retirement? Few.
Yeah.
How many people are making the right choices, borrowing, for business, but a good number also borrowing to pay debt. So the need is immense. As all mutual, we've invested quite a lot. One, in the advice we give customers, the solutions that we give, but also on the field of financial literacy. But this not work, you can go it alone. So collaboration certainly is important. And one collaboration actually I can talk to you about that we are heavily invested in is we have partnered with the Kenyan Institute of Curriculum Development. And we're saying critical part of securing your financial future is knowledge, is financial literacy, like you said. And so while we are involved with people who are economically active, giving them financial advice and choices, we're also interested in the ones who are coming. So for high schoolers and university students, we've got a very elaborate program. With the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development, we've worked with them for the last 2 years to develop and embed financial literacy courses into the core curriculum of in our national school system, and with the aim that by the time these people qualify, or rather graduate from high school going to college, they've got their basic tenets of financial management with them, and that way they are likely to make the right financial decisions. And so it's one example of collaboration is what, because you cannot do this, it's a huge task ahead. And it is important both at industry player levels, but even across sectors. Insurance, through telcos and banks and such, and some of the areas that we're involved in, to partner with like-minded organizations to drive the message of financial literacy and securing financial futures.
I see. One of the most sticky messages I picked from the report is the concept of the sandwich generation. Speak to us about it.
So one of the, so the study was seeking to understand what pressures Kenyans are going through today. And one of the findings was that Kenyans are pressed by high levels of dependency. So one income, how many people are dependent around it? So typically when we think about dependence, we think about children, because those are the ones who are taking care of their school fees and healthcare and food and all that. But then there's also a dependency of parents, people who are taking care of parents. So this sandwich generation is, we found close to 50%, I think 46% of Kenyans are actually supporting both children and parents. So that's the sandwich generation, which is almost double pressure, because you've got your own financial needs. So 30, 40-year-old person who is looking at securing their finances now and into the future. You've got children that you're taking care of. You've got parents who are aging with their different needs. And one of the questions then we were asking ourselves, what is driving this? And look at it, is actually one that there is improved life expectancy. Healthcare has improved over time, nutrition and such. People are living longer. So it's not uncommon now to find a 70-year-old with living parents and grown-up children. So the sandwich generation is actually that one that is taking care of grown, dependent children, parents, and themselves. So on one hand, parents are living longer, but also society is changing. So we know also got children who are not independent, as early as they used to. So it used to be 21, 22, now it's 28, projecting to go to post 30 years old. So then the dependency width is widening. And that's one of the pressures that Kenyans then are living, because it's one income that is now getting spread 3 ways and creating pressures.
Okay. Speak to those who are keen on planning for retirement, just off the bat of what you've said. What is the approach you would advise us to take?
So again, the study showed us interesting statistics. One is, I think 81% of Kenyans said they believe it's important to plan for their retirement.
All right.
So that's a good thing, because people are aware of the need for retirement planning. But the part that is not so good is that only about 12% are actually actively planning for their retirement, savings for retirement. So there's a whole 88% of people, they are aware, but for reasons, they are not taking care of that particular need. So you ask, what are the best approaches? And as Old Mutual, it's something that we are quite keenly focused on. And the first one is the financial advice. So a good financial advisor should be able to help you to sit you down or sit with you and do a financial plan that looks at your immediate financial needs, your income levels, and then also giving you options. What can you do then to A, free some income or improve your income, and number two, then start to plan for your retirement. And because they are finance professionals, they're able to then help you through, one, at what age do you want to retire? Then once you know at what age you want to retire, you can quickly compute how long do you have between now and the time of retirement. Yeah. And that way then you know. Second point is, what lifestyle do you want to live when I'm retired? And the financial advisor then can tell you, for that kind of lifestyle, this is a type of income you need to have then. So what do you then need to do today to get that level of income? Yeah, and then number three is, just the quality of life that you're looking for and the lifestyle. So one key important approach to retirement planning is get a good financial advisor. And then number two, of course, is you need to make sure that your retirement funds are in a secure place. At Old Mutual, we've invested and we continue to invest a lot on stability. We are close to 2 centuries old now. We are busy now working on the next century of
$12 billion worth of assets.
Yes, and so those are some of the things that, again, because you're talking about the future, so that future also needs to be held by a secure organization that guarantees you that future. So this study did show us that while people do know the need for financial planning for your future, for your retirement, a good number of people are hoping that their children will take care of them.
Yes.
Some even say, the government will take care of me. And those are okay, because it also comes from our societal arrangements. The challenge with it is that you're building your future plan on hope on things that are not under your control. Yeah. So sitting down with a financial advisor, getting to structure a financial plan, then working through it, and making sure that then you are diligent. You have the options of how do I grow my incomes so that I can save more, and look at my future now and make the decisions that I need to make today.
Wonderful. We have only 2 minutes to go. What's your parting shot? And as you answer, what's your parting shot? Where can this report be found?
So this report, we published it on our website. So you go to the Old Mutual website, you'll find the full report there, because it's something that we want to disseminate to everyone. So the parting shot from this study one is Kenyans are resilient. Kenyans are very optimistic. 75% of Kenyans believe that the future is going to be better than today. Yeah. And that's a good thing, because on a positive, optimistic mindset, you are able to build a strong financial plan and a foundation for your future. Number two is that there are gaps, and as a company, as Old Mutual, we are really focused on filling the gap, and the gap is on financial literacy and access to financial solutions. And so the investment that we are making is to ensure that we avail it to the public. And so I welcome everyone to engage with the study, the results, the findings. For us is to start a conversation, because an ongoing dialogue. We don't have the answers, all the answers, but it's in the dialogue that when we start to understand what are the things we can do to help Kenyans to secure their financial future.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
We have been having a conversation with Dr. Isaac Nzioka, the Group COO at Old Mutual East Africa. The report can be found on the Old Mutual website. Go there, download it. Let's engage in the conversation around our financial wellness. How do we prepare for retirement? How do we smoothen the impact of shocks such as COVID-19 when they come and they depress our incomes? Because after all, why we are here is the pursuit of financial freedom. Thank you so much, Dr. for your time.
Thanks, Julians.
You can download that report, and let's keep on having this conversation on the digital platforms. Thank you so much for joining us for this special edition of Business Redefined. We shall be bringing you more insights from this and many other aspects of the financial services sector, so stay tuned.